I'm Ben. I'm an RV service technician here at Lichtsinn Motors, and I'll be giving you a basic walkthrough of the Itasca Spirit rental. To start off with, we're going to start with our slides, getting the basic operation of the slide. And there's two main things that you'll need for the slides to operate. You'll need the parking brake to be fully compressed, which is right down beside your brake. That's the first thing. The second thing you'll need is the key actually needs to be on. We prefer that you have them running just so you don't drain the batteries, your house batteries. So once you have those two things on, then you can come back here, and beside the microwave up here you have your slide out control switch. Pretty basic. You have extend and retract. So if we're going to put it out, you'll want to make sure there's nothing blocking the slide out. And you hold the extend button. Until it's fully out, you'll hear it stop. And you won't hurt anything by holding that a little too long. It's actually better to make sure it's all the way out and sealed. Alright, to start with, you got two beds in your slide out. You got the fold-away bed here, which there's a release underneath here on the bottom that you'll want to make sure that you pull. You lift up a little bit and then you'll pull out on that. Main thing is to make sure you pull that release and not just yank up on it. Good chance of breaking it if you do that. Put it back in, pretty basic, just lift. And you're just going to push it back in. You'll hear the click where the release click again. Easy on that one. You got basic blinds here. And main thing you want to do is two hands on the blind. You got day blinds. Pull down slow. Same thing with going up. Make sure you go up slow on those. Your other bed here, a little more to it. First of all, you want to pull your tabletop off. Set that to the side for right now. You don't want any of these poles on there. Then get your other pole out. Alright, then for the base of your bed, this actually goes, tabletop will go right down. There's actually a catch right down at the bottom here that'll hold your table in and go on there. And then you'll grab your two back cushions here, and that works for your mattress. Just like that, and that's your other bed. A little more to it than that, but not much. Both beds do have seat belts built into them. A lot of times they get pushed down behind it, so sometimes you'll have to go around and pull those out if you need the seat belts. Put that back up pretty easy. Cushions go back. Pull your table back out. Put your legs back in. They're just that. Table on the bottom has just two holes for those legs to get put in. Just like that, and you're ready to go again. Alright, coming back here, got our thermostat for the furnace and AC. Pretty basic, a lot like your home thermostat. On the right side here you got fan speeds, which on the right side here where it says on will only work with the AC. So you got low and high only when the AC is on. Right side you got low and high on auto, and that'll work on AC and heating. So on the left side here you got heat on the right side, off is second notch in. Then you got your basic fan, which is just always run. And then you got your cooling on the left side, and that, like I said, is on the low and high on the right side there. Then once you select what you want, simple slide adjust there to set your temperature. Pretty simple. Alright, in the bathroom. In here we got our exhaust fan up here, which pretty easy to operate. You want to crank that up. Oh, there's a little toggle switch right over here, push button switch. Now turn your exhaust fan on. Same thing to shut it off. Push that switch again, shuts them off. Before you drive the RV and put everything away in that, you want to make sure you close those down, because those do break pretty easy if they're not closed and you're driving down the highway. Toilet, pretty basic. And then halfway, there's a push pedal over here that you use your foot with. Halfway down, we'll put water in the bowl and just fill the bowl up with water. Fully compressed will actually open the flapper and dump it into your black tank. Lichtsinn does not supply toilet paper, so you want to make sure you'll get that single ply, really RV, whatever toilet paper you want. The other thing you might want to do, if you ever have a smell of that, make sure you pick up some maybe RV deodorizer for that, and that just goes down there. That's pretty easy, or it goes in your stool there. Other than that, that's about it in the bathroom. Switch right around the corner, turns your light on above. A lot of your lights in the RV do have a toggle switch on them. There's a couple that are controlled by switches that are on the side, but most of them are the toggles here. Alright, back in the bedroom. In the bedroom, you have your emergency window over here, which is easily marked with your red handles. Emergency exit right on it. Use your emergency exit. First thing you want to do is find this red handle for the screen. That, you're just going to pull up, pull that out. Once you have that out, just two releases on the side. You got one on the right, one on the left. Once those are released, the window will slide out. You can exit out there if there's ever any problem up front or anything. Put that back in. Matter of pulling that. Then the screen just pops back in. Alright, all of that. Got another just roof vent here. Easy crank, same thing as the bathroom one. Just again on those, you got one up there, one up front and one back here. You want to make sure you close those before traveling again. Shower wise, you do have a travel latch here, which is going to keep your door from not coming open when you're traveling. Easy turn, open. Also, just in your shower, you do have a just basic on-off switch on your shower head itself, so you can shut the flow off if you want to. Or if you go to turn it on and there's no flow, more than likely you got to turn that on. Also right here you got your privacy door, which you got another travel latch here. Pretty much just a button latch. Pull the button off, slide shut, easy to use. Just make sure before you travel again that that's secure, because it will slam open and shut. Your fridge, Norcold fridge, really easy to use. You got on the left side here, you got two settings. You got an auto setting and a gas setting. More than likely you probably will use the auto setting. It will switch from electric to gas on itself, which is usually what we recommend you doing. If you're dry camping, the gas setting is the one to use. On the right side here, you got a dial that goes from 1 to 5. 1 being cold, 5 being the coldest. Just whatever you prefer to set your coolness in the fridge at. Other than that, that's about it with the fridge. Pretty easy. Right around the corner here, we got our main control panel for the RV. Up top here, you got your generator operation. Just start, stop. You got water heater. Turn the water heater on. Your levels test and your water pump. And these are showing your levels. For the water pump, anytime you're going to use water pump has to be on. Green light here will show you that it's on. If that's not on, you know your water pump's not on. So that, test your levels, hold the toggle switch up, and you got to hold it the whole time. It's going to show you your house batteries here, how much LP you got right there, your fresh water, your gray water, and then your black water in your tanks. Water heater, really easy to use. It's got an automatic ignition, so you're going to click it on when you get a green light, you know you have power. Down here it says pilot out. Once this goes out, you know your water heater is lit. Takes usually 10-15 seconds before it lights. You'll see it go out here in a second. Just like that. Now the water heater is lit and you're good to go. And if that would come on again, just go ahead and shut that off. Try it again before you worry about it too much. Generator wise, a couple things you have to do. You have to make sure your shore cord outside is plugged into the 4-gang box down underneath the RVU, which I will show you when we go out there. First thing you want to do is make sure you hold the stop for a couple seconds. That actually primes the generator. And after you do that, hold the start. You'll hear the generator kick on. We'll start generator kick on, and then you'll have power to everything in your RV when the generator is running. Shut everything off. Green light's off in your water heater, you're fine there. Microwave is a lot like your house microwave, actually just the same. I mean, pretty much time cook, put your minutes in, start. Other than that, really not much to it, just your basic microwave. Got your exhaust fan here for your stove, which vents right outside the RV there. Easy toggle controls up on top. Got a light and a fan. For your burners here, easy to work. Whatever burner you want to use, you'll light, put it on light here, which line it up with the line, and then this is your sparker. Just keep turning it until you get it to light. Same thing with all of them. All 3 burners work the exact same way. Then just take it to off when you want them off. Really easy to use. Sometimes you might have to click this, 4 or 5 times before that will light. Just got a basic blind over top of the sink here. One thing you'll have to make sure is when it is down, there is a latch here that you can lock them into, which is right there. So just if it is locked in there, don't go yanking on this because it will break. Make sure that is unlatched before you pull it up. Secured, and this will, there's a tie on the side here that will go on. Basic, yeah, sink's just your basic sink, hot, cold. Really easy to use. Alright, I guess for the TV stuff, 3 things you need to do for the TV when you first start. Up here on top, you got your antenna. Pretty easy, it's self-explanatory up here. Go up counterclockwise, it'll take you all the way up. Crank it until it won't crank anymore. Don't force it. Once you hit that stopping point, stop. So get that cranked all the way up right there. Stopped. This right here, you pull that down. That will allow you to turn your antenna to get signal. One thing you want to make sure, there's a little arrow up here. Whenever you're going to crank it down, make sure the arrow is lined up with this arrow over here before you crank that down. That gives you the north and south way of your antenna, so to come down right. But once you got that on, there's a booster switch right on the right side of the cabinet here. So right here's your booster switch. If it's compressed in, you'll have a green light on there, which is just telling you your booster's off or on. Shut it off, the green light goes off. So you'll want that booster switch on for your TV. Next thing you'll do, you'll have 2 remotes. You got your white remote, which is going to run the TV and all the functions of the TV. Black remote is going to run the DVD player, which is located down here underneath the counter. So the first thing you want to do once you have your antenna and your booster switch on, turn your TV on. Once that comes up, the first thing you want to check is you want to go to your inputs, which is just on the bottom of the remote there. Make sure you have TV selected. That's for your antenna wise. If you're going to use a DVD player, it's AV. But make sure you have TV selected and just push OK. And then you'll have the air to tell you that it's on the antenna. After you do that, you'll want to go to menu, which is again right below the input button. After you go to menu, there's arrows on the bottom of the remote. You'll arrow over to channel, push the OK button. Then once you're in here, you're going to want to do an auto channel search, which is going to find any channels that it can find that for your location there. So you go down, using those arrows again, push the OK button, and it's going to automatically do a channel search. This might take, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, it all depends what it's searching for, but once it's done, it'll tell you how many channels it's found. And if you have any channels available, you can scroll through them then. Other than that, I mean, your basic functions on here, channels, volume, everything on that. DVD player wise, like I said before, you'll go to input. You go to the input, you'll select the AV, which is hooked up to the DVD player with those arrows again. Push OK. AV's up, then down on the DVD player or remote, you'll hit the power button to the DVD player. Once you have a green light here, you know you have power, and once it pops up on the screen. Matter of putting the disc in, you got the eject button on the right side here, which brings it out. Put your disc in. Prefer that you hit the eject button, not push it in. Easy to break it if you do that. So hit the eject button, it'll bring it back in, which will it'll load, automatically load your DVD. It'll be good. You can use the remote. Can't find the remote, there's all your play, stop, pause, everything down on the DVD player too, and power. One more thing, I guess, there is an operator's manual in the drawer usually here. If you ever have any other questions besides this, you can refer to that. Alright, we'll go up to the bed here. Also got the height of bed up here, or the loft bed. Easy to use, matter of just yanking that straight forward. Got the ladder attached to the top. Put the ladder on. You have to make sure the ladder's straight out. It's the only way to go on. So once you have it locked in, then you can come down with it, and then it's locked, and then it can't come off there. Same thing with taking it off. Got to make sure it's brought up, pulled out, and then it can come off. Can go back up top, and when you're going to travel that, make sure just put this up, store it up there. I got another fan up there, same thing. Make sure that's down whenever you're in travel. Let's go to basic radio and camera stuff up here in the cab. Alright, right now we have the backup camera displayed, which option in here, if you always want your camera on while you're driving, you can do that. It's a matter of going to home. In the settings here, you can choose rear view on or off. If you have it off, it'll still come on when you're in reverse, but it won't stay on all the time unless you have it on. So if you have that on, it goes back to the camera, camera's always on. So now, if you're in here and you want to go to radio, go to home, choose the radio, set whatever channel you want to, and after so long it will go back to that camera, just like that. So if you, like I said, if you don't want that on, go back in, shut that off, and then you can pull up your radio, and then the radio is always going to be on, unless you're in reverse, and then reverse will override everything and bring up your camera. Other options in here, you have push the home button, you got the USB iPod adapter or port, which is right here below your volume setting. You also have the auxiliary port right there, which easily marked as auxiliary. Once you plug in, hit that, bring that up. Other than that, you have your audio setting systems. I mean, the basic stuff on the bottom that basically runs the radio. And the CD player is right here. It needs to be put in there. Eject button on the left side. And that's about it. Alright, now there is a couple controls here on the side of the countertop. You have that booster switch, you have just your porch light here, ceiling light, which is the one light above us here. Got your booster again. You also have a GFI plug-in, which actually will control any plug-in within 6 feet of water. So plug-in up top there by the sink and everything, it will control that. It'll also control the bathroom plug. So if you don't have power at those plugs, a good thing to check is check this. You don't have a green light or the TV doesn't work or anything, you know this is tripped. There's a reset button right on here. Push it, get a green light, should have power back to those again. Down below it, you got your just breaker box here. Never had a problem. It's basic 110 fuses are on your left side here. You got your 12 volt fuses on the right side. Everything's marked and labeled, so if anything's tripped, you'll see it in there. Also down here you got your battery disconnect. This will turn your batteries on, so you guys make sure that's on. Alright, now we're going to show you how to run the awning here. Just basic switch here. You have your in and out switch on the awning, marked awning. So if you're going to put the awning out, click it to out, it holds down, you don't have to hold it or anything, it'll put the awning out. The awning's out. Make sure you shut your switch off once the awning gets out to where you want. You can also adjust it here. Slides in and out to adjust your tilt on it. So if you want rain to fall a certain way, adjust it here, and there's also an adjuster back there. This is located in your right inside the door usually. It's a lock for your door just to keep the awning away from hitting your door. If that's open, the awning's going to hit it, it's not going to come out right. So make sure you put that in anytime you're going to have that awning out. Basic U-clamp there, really easy. And same thing to bring it back in. I mean, just push the end, automatic, it'll come all the way back in by itself. Alright, one other thing right here below the awning. Have a 110 outlet. You have, this is a cable output, so if you're hooked up to a satellite or anything, you can, or even in your antenna, you can hook a TV up out here, watch it on that. Right below that, here in this compartment, right inside your door here, you have your LP gas fill. Right here's where you'd fill it, you got a bleeder. This right here, if there's ever a problem or anything, or for some reason you need to shut off, clockwise, crank it till it won't go no more. That'll shut your valve off, knowing your gas is off. Opposite way to open it, all the way out, counterclockwise. Really easy to use. That's just there just in case you ever have a problem or anything. That's about it over here. A lot of storage out here. Storage, ladder for the roof. Alright, on this side we got your gas tanks here, unleaded only, no E85 or anything. It says right on there what you need to use. Over here you have the cable in, so if you have a portable satellite dish or anything, this is where you're going to hook it up to, and then choose that option inside. Here you got your, it's located on the bottom here, it says tank fill on the right side, city fill on the left side. So if you do have access to water, you'll hook up to your city fill, and that's going to give you pressure all the way through the RV without your water pump running. And if you're dry camping or don't have access to water, you're going to fill your tank this way, and then that's how your tank can be full. So you always fill up here before you go out dry camping. Underneath here you got, this is the compartment for your cord, your short cord here. There's a 4-gang box right inside there. 1 second, let me grab the plug. Alright, so anytime you're putting the cord away or anything, it's always a good thing to do. Whenever you go in, you plug this right into this plug-in that's in here. It's just like your 30 amp plug-in that's out there at the pole or anything. So you plug that in, you'll put your cord in. In this box here, when you're plugged in, it's going to feed the motorhome when your generator is running. Without that plugged in, your generator is just going to run and run, and you're not going to have any power. So always make sure that's plugged in whenever you back up. Oh. Down here you got your dump station whenever you go. But okay, you have your black water is going to be here. Underneath here, you got black water release here, which would drain it, and this is your gray water release. Best thing always to do is dump your black water first. That's your solids and everything. Dump that first, and And then once that's completely empty and you flush it, use this to flush the rest of your hose and everything, and then dump your gray water. Other than that, that's pretty easy. It's a matter just to swivel. Just a swivel to take it off. Sometimes it will hold water, so don't be shocked if you get a little water out of it. Your sewer hose for that, always right here in the bumper. Just pulls out, pushes in. It's just got a rubber cover here that just make sure you put back on and make sure it's on good, otherwise it will fall off if you don't have it on all the way. Otherwise, I think that's about it. That's a basic walkthrough of our Itasca Spirit rental.